What's up, Lions fans? It's your boy King, man. This video is brought to you by my sponsors at BetUS. We got a real interesting topic to talk about today. I don't think a lot of people are going to like it around those other fan bases, but I don't care. It's the truth. The entire league is afraid of the Detroit Lions, and it's time to talk about why. Let's dig in.
Hey, King paying for gas.
All right, y'all. So, why the topic and why now? Of course, it's the bye week. We got a lot of talking to do, right? But on a serious note, I've been scouring a lot of different fan bases, watching a lot of different content, seeing some comments on social media, especially Twitter. A lot of fans from other fan bases are very jealous of our team. We have a lot of them rooting for our team as well, which is cool. I appreciate that. I also root for other teams too, except when they play against mine or they're in my division. So I get it, right? Why is the league afraid of the Detroit Lions? I'm going to give you guys 5 quick reasons why. First and foremost, the franchise alone right now. From top to bottom, there's a belief in this franchise. There's a togetherness in this franchise. There's a grit in this franchise. From Sheila all the way down to the last person holding the towels on the sideline. The belief system in this team right now, in our roster, in our coaching staff, in everything that we do is incredibly high right now. And when you have a team like that, it makes you very, very hard to beat. Very hard to beat. Let alone the fan base belief in this team right now. Let alone other fan bases that have people who love this team right now. Whether it's from the US all the way to the UK. There's a lot of belief in this Lions team. Even in the media. The Detroit Lions have a roster and a team that's absolutely dangerous, and everyone knows it. But it starts with our front office. We got to give credit to everyone involved. They've done an excellent job of building and creating this team, giving it the identity that it has. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they cannot get enough credit for what they've created. Reason number 2. Our offense is almost unstoppable right now. I mean, do we really realize that as a fan base? You know, from our running back room to our offensive line to our receiver group to our tight ends, our offense from end to end is absolutely amazing. Not to mention the fact that, you know, we're fairly healthy going into the bye week right now. We're getting ready to, rest up. We're in that resting period right now. We're getting ready to go into the second half of the schedule. I hate early bye weeks, but I think we'll be fine, which we'll get into another reason later why I believe that. Looking at our roster, from Jared Goff, coming off a game going 18 for 18, a perfect football game thrown. He's able to do that because of what's available in our offense. When you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs running the way that they did that game, When you have our receiving group from Amon-Ra St. Brown down to Tim Patrick getting open the way that they did, when you have an absolute block burner in J-Mo, able to get into the end zone at any time, when you have a 5-star offense full of bulldozers, absolute beasts, it makes you very, 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 very hard to stop. I don't think I need to say anything more about our offense. When you have a mastermind like Ben Johnson calling the plays and using what we have, that's all that you need. That is all that you need, right? So, reason number 3, I got to skip over to the defense. Our defense is not even complete right now. We had a tough game against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's a very smart team. Geno has grown a lot. We faced some fearsome forces in our first 4 games. We are talking contenders, teams that we seen in the playoffs last season. We faced some beast, and we found ways to win. We fell short against Tampa Bay, but for the most part, we've been hard to stop, man. So on the defensive end, you have Aiden Hutchinson, of course, which, man, we got to dedicate a video for Aiden. That's going to be fun. 40 plus pressures already this season, and the next person is not even close. But you got to realize that Aiden's doing this without somebody on the other side right now. This is what I'm talking about with our incomplete defense, right? We got Reader and Olympic and McNeil in the middle, along with Onzarike, Pascal. We got some guys, right? But we don't have that dominant force on the other side. I know you guys been seeing on social media, I've been lobbying, to try and go and get a guy like Max Crosby. Adams is officially asked to leave the Raiders. I feel like Max is just wasting his time over there as well. Guys like Reddick are still available. We still don't even have a guy opposite of Hutch. Our secondary, dude, you know what I'm saying? From Kirby Joseph to Brian Branch to from Carlton Davis, absolutely going to war with Metcalf. That is not easy to do whatsoever. To aspiring rookies that we have. Even though Terrion's had some flags, he's had some moments where he's very sticky and where he's shown up. But we also have a Meek Robinson, too, with the chip on his shoulder. We have Rakestraw ready to get in and play whenever he can get to it. We got Vildor, Anzalone, Rodrigo, Jack Campbell. We got some guys that play football and they play it well. And they've been holding on with this defense. This defense is definitely going to be top 10 by the end of the season. They're going to hold that position. I truly do believe that. But this takes me into reason number 4. Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further in this video, I just wanted to mention you guys, listen, our team is on a bye week this week. I know it sucks. We're suffering right now. Listen, you can still bet on other teams, man. So go over to the sponsors at BetUS. Place your bets, man. Get your prop bets, your over-unders, whatever. Listen, there's options out there. 150% bonuses up to your first deposit, up to $2,000, then $125 on the next 2. Listen, use the promo code YouTube150. Place your bets. There's a lot of football still going down to keep you guys occupied, but make sure you bet responsibly. With that said, back to the video. And reason number 4 is simply because we still have room to go and get guys. That is the scary thing here. There's a certain point of the season, which we're all familiar with now, where guys are waiting around to come and help and push you to that Super Bowl contention, right? We're that team waiting for that right now. We're that team that can go make a move right now if we want to add to this defense. We have flexibility. We have some flexibility right now. And that's simply because of what Brad Holmes has done, right? Per se, you add a guy like Max Crosby. Just think about that for a minute. Even with the Devontae Adams situation, when Adam Schefter broke it down and he was talking about how those last two 30+ million years could fall off. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a situation where you can bring him in as a rental with the Detroit Lions. There's a way you can do that. So, listen, man. Yeah. That brings me to the final reason overall. Depth. The depth that we have, the availability that we have, that brings me to Brad Holmes. At his disposal. At his will. We can take picks and go and get guys. We got a GM that can find guys in later rounds. So if, say for instance, we did give up a 2nd-round pick, because that's what is thrown out there to bring in those type of guys like Devontae Adams and those, those Reddicks and Max Crosbys of the world. Give up some picks and bring some guys in here and make that push for the Super Bowl right now. We are in that window right now. The way that it works in the NFL, you have windows. We have a roster that's built, that's young, that's full of depth, that's going to be able to sustain success, right? But the window to win Super Bowls is not that long. We have a roster built to where, hey, if we got to take at least half a step back or a step back, we can rebuild and get right back to where we were. That's the type of roster that Brad Holmes is building. But we also have a window right now where we got to make that push and go for it now. It's the perfect opportunity right now to make that push and go to the Super Bowl and try to win. But not only us as fans, not only, as the Lions organization, there's players around the league watching us in primetime games on Monday and Sunday Night Football. That's saying, man, I want a part of that. You think the league wasn't just watching us with those new sweet black uniforms out there performing, looking dominant? You think players ain't looking at that? There's players that want to win right now, and that's suffering on some of these franchises. They want to win. That's just what it is. So we have a unique opportunity where we can add to this team and just take it over the top, which makes a lot of teams, especially in our division, very afraid to deal with the Detroit Lions. A lot of these teams, you look at records right now this early in the season, you'll be fooled. You're not looking at the competition that they're playing. You're not looking at the teams that they're playing. You're just looking at the record. Early season records are dangerous to stand by. The reason why I have faith in our team is because of what we've come from last season, what we've added to this team this season. I know that this team that we have is built for it. Dan Campbell is not just saying that just to say it. It is really built to go through the grind and get there at the end and be the last one standing. We have that type of roster on this team. We got to make it happen. Brad Holmes, make it happen. Right now's the time. It's time. I already know you on the phone. I've seen the reports on Twitter. The Lions are definitely making some calls. But I know Brad Holmes, he's smart. He's going to be patient. He's going to wait for the right opportunity to bring guys. He's not going to oversell. He's not going to do that. That's just not, that's not his personality. He's a smart guy. But we don't also need to be the smartest guy in the room either. Let's just do what makes sense. And what makes sense right now is to go and get Hutch some help. Because not only is it going to help Hutch, we talk about it all the time on this channel, it's going to help everybody behind that defensive line. Our secondary goes from good to great. Our linebacker room goes from good to great. It's a little bit easier to defend teams when you got two dogs on both sides going up against an offensive line where they're not throwing so many chip shots and, bumping with Hutchinson and everything else. You got this other demon on the other side to deal with. We need someone else to come and add some pressures and get some sacks. That's what we need. And I truly do believe the Detroit Lions are going to do it. I think we're going to add someone. That's what makes us a team that every other team in this league is afraid of. At any given time, the Detroit Lions can explode. We can put 40 on anybody. We can shut down the offense. But in order to do that on a more frequent basis, we're 1 or 2 steps away. Brad Holmes has an opportunity. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Maybe I'm just fanning out right now. But if I am, so what? Go Lions. Once again, shout out to the sponsors over at BetUS. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bet responsibly. See you later.